You always want what you can't have, and what you have, you can. How you will feel, but still my heart. Where will I go?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan, and yes, I did forget what time my own show starts. I had it in my head 2 o'clock because that's what every other day is, and it's like I just lost track that it's a Monday. But yeah, it's RPG Monday, so we're diving back into more Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Before we do, want to give a thanks and a shout out to Renegade Mercy. Thank you for following the channel. Welcome. And Brayherd, good to see you. Thank you for the tips. I definitely want to take Juhani to meet her ex. Like that's straight up drama right there. So, but let's go ahead. Let's dive back in. So last time we were here, we were on Kashyyyk, or Kashyyyk as they say it in this game. We defeated some big monster and got a ceremonial blade, and we talked to our Wookiee friend's dad, and he's like, with this I can challenge my son for right to lead the clan. But we also have to find the star map still. We found it last time, but then we got killed. It was not a great time. Actually, I wonder... Where do I... Okay, I can't change the party here. I was like, maybe I'll bring someone else to this fight. Nope. So we tried fighting some robots. It ended poorly. But I did some reading. There is a way if you answer the ethical dilemmas that are posed, but it turns out you got to do the evil thing, and I don't want that. I'm trying to be a good person here. I say as I attack this local wildlife. So, how's everyone doing today? Everyone have a good weekend? Nope, that's Mandalorian swoop. That's the wrong way. Hey, Sub-Zero. We fought these robots. It did not go well. It summarizes a lot of this game. Okay, fair, but also, shut up. Okay, so we want to go, like, down here. Rotata! Here's the awkward part. I didn't have a mass today, so I actually haven't even looked at the readings myself. So let's find out together. I'm forgetting all sorts of things. How do I do a show? All right, Gospel. Oh, it's the Beatitudes from Matthew. What? I mean, really, do I need to say anything else? They're the Beatitudes. They're beautiful. I think the key thing I always want to highlight with the Beatitudes is that they're not transactional. It's not, if you do this, then you get this, even though it sounds that way in English. It's more, this is the way to live with God. This is the way to know Him and to love Him and to serve Him. And our salvation is responding to God's grace and mercy that is trying to bring us to the kingdom, trying to give us that life.
What?
I don't know. There's a mine right up ahead. You want to do something about it? They replace... I would not be comfortable with the language of replacing the Ten Commandments. Supplements, yes, but we can never talk about replacing. That's actually a heresy called supersessionism. I'm going to place some mines right here because I think that's where the robots come from. Assuming I can find my mines. Oh, this is how I use them. That's right.
Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's
Okay,
gonna
so we have
get
some
hurt.
frag mines. Plasma mine's probably not a bad idea.
Someone's gonna get hurt.
What?
Life forms detected.
Yes.
Determining parameters. Initiating neural recognition.
Yes, there's the thing. Obstinate machine. I've no doubt it holds what you seek. But good luck getting it operational.
Primary neural recognition complete. Preliminary match found.
Match found. What the? It always muttered something about rejected patterns.
I'm better
for
than
me.
you. What can I
Begin
say?
socialized interface. Awaiting
Too dark for me.
instructions.
Where did he?
Greetings. This terminal has
No,
not
no,
been
it's-
accessed for quite some time.
Why have you
Error.
acknowledged me?
Subject displays unfamiliarity to environment. Behavioral reconfiguration will be needed before access. I am sorry. I did not mean to confuse you. I will answer questions to the best of my programming limitations.
I seek a star map.
Accessing? Yes, I have found a star map in original system memory.
Literally right-
Access is
Right
restricted.
there, next to him. What do I need to do
Your
to get
request
access?
requires additional security access. You must be made to match the parameters I have been supplied.
Okay.
There
How can
are
I match
measures
them?
Available. Personality profiling will verify the basic structure
You hear the
of your
Beatitudes sung
conscious
every
mind.
Sunday?
With that, I will determine whether you are ready to receive.
It is
the
beautiful that they
star
do get
map,
said at
or can
every
be
Divine
made
Liturgy of
ready.
John Chrysostom. I do greatly... I love a lot about the Divine Liturgy of John Chrysostom, but that's definitely one of the really beautiful, unique points for me. But, yeah, you try to do it from memory, get a little mixed up. That happens. But, you know, God sees your effort. All right. What if I
Then
fail?
you are not worthy of further access. You will be rejected as unsuitable.
Okay. How can I match
There are
them?
measures available. Personality
Just give me the
profiling
test,
will verify
Fishman.
the basic structure of your conscious mind. With that, I will determine whether you are ready to receive the star map or can be made ready.
And how do you do that?
Information unavailable. If you have further questions, ask them now. Access will terminate with success or failure of evaluation.
Begin the evaluation.
Commencing. Result will be compared against the pattern in memory. Just act like you should. You travel with a Wookiee and have encountered complications. Hypothetical. You and this
So he
pitiable
presents
being
the prisoner's dilemma. I'm just going through it. I trust
Are
Zalbar.
you sure? Your Zalbar.
I will not
I
change my
super- I
answer.
must- The
He gets
previous
upset.
incorrect
I'm
response
moving
will
through
be
this because it's
discounted.
it's slow.
Future incorrect
And we already did
responses
this.
Will result in hypothetical. You are at a single spot in the... What do you do with this information?
Evacuate.
And in so doing, they would reinforce, and the war would go on. You save thousands at the expense of victory. You do not match the pattern in memory. Subject has failed to demonstrate the required behavior.
Darn, I'm not
Access denied.
evil.
This system will purge the subject as false. Defense mode initiated.
Oh no, that came the wrong way. Run! Run, run, run! Run! Run through the mines! You came upon a way to do the Hail Mary in the Rosary, which attaches a small line after the name of Jesus. Kind of interesting. Kept me focused on the mystery a little better, not just run through the prayer. Oh, interesting. I haven't heard of that version. Okay, the defense droids just seem to be sitting here. Let's see how this goes. Found it in Ivory. Okay, I'll have to check that sometime. This is going much better than last time. Mostly because I'm still alive at this point. Well, he's not. Okay, that's one down. I like making these little robot pinatas.
Take that.
You hurt Mission. How dare you? And a strong pad would say, deleted. Give me the star map. The star map is sealed. Yo, what's up? I killed the
Neural
thing.
scan complete. Analyzing. Well, it would appear initial assumptions about you were incorrect. Secondary scans during battle have revealed much. Under duress, your emotions were easier to read.
Well, they usually
Programming now
are.
instructs that I give you what you seek.
What did you scan during
That
battle reveal?
information is not available. Soon you will recognize the proper course to follow. The star map is yours. This unit has now completed its primary duty and has finished with the subject. Executing final action. Activation of star map commencing. Parameters reset. Stasis initiated. And communication.
Okay, weird fish man.
Well, well, a star map. An ancient artifact of dark side power. Can't say I'm surprised. I always knew there was something funny down here.
It was
I
like
wonder
a
if the
block
star
away
maps
from
have
your
an effect on
house.
The evolution of the creatures here in the Shadowlands. Might explain why it's so dangerous down here. An interesting theory, but I suppose we don't have time to test it now, do we? Now that we've got what you came for, we should be heading back up to the treetops.
Sorry about that, Brayherd. Slaymoobot. Games Workshop used a gospel quote as the motto for one storm host, the Hallowed Knights. If Stormcast Eternals are like Space Marines, a storm host is a chapter. Yep. Okay. Much is demanded of those whom much is given. One of the several reasons why they were my favorite storm host many years before. They replaced the Hammers of Sigmar as the default, one of the boxes and stuff, I think, with New Edition. Oh, cool. I could never get into the new fantasy stuff. I was very ingrained in the old style, and very thankful that they're bringing that back. I haven't had a chance to play it, but it exists. Hello?
Huh?
Yes?
I can't access the star map.
And you need?
Oh no! Ah! I can't even physically get to it now. There we go. I can't. Oh dear. Save. Panic. Let's load a save and then load back to that one and hope that works. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to close out and reopen. Okay, now it's closing. It wasn't doing that before. Have I gotten the star map? Does this count? Okay, apparently I have acquired it. That was not very clear to me, to be honest, because like it opened up, there was a cutscene, and then we were done.
Huh?
Yeah, may as well take these back. Sure, just as it counts as me getting a book in Ancient Babylonian. I have it, I just can't read it. Well, you need to work on your comparative literature with the Enuma Elish.
Sure.
And work on your, I can't remember the name of the script, the Babylonian. Anyway, took me a while to warm up to Age of Sigmar. Yeah, they rolled it out in a really bad way, in my opinion, too. But, I don't know, it was the gameplay. It was like, this is just like, it was too close to 40k, and it wasn't like the stuff from Warhammer Fantasy Battle that I'd come to know and love. And I like 40k. I play 40k. So, and welcome, Pious Mouse. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Come on in. I hope you're having a good day. Good to see ya. To the upper shadow. Oh my. They're right there. Okay, one of them is right there. Mission?
Huh?
Mission got stuck somewhere way back here. I don't know what happens sometimes in the minds of this game.
Yes?
Yes?
No, I have control of you. Stop running. Hey, very good day. Seneca's KOTOR, but I'm leading a Bible study soon. Hey, I hope you have a great Bible study today. Run with 40k, 8th Ed. New stuff that comes out is too much like Age of Sigmar, but Age of Sigmar does it better. See, and that's how I felt about Age of Sigmar. Is I felt like so much of it just felt like 40k,
What?
but 40k was doing it better. So, and I miss template weapons for sure. I still have my templates. I want to whip them out sometime at a game store and just have new players be like, "What on earth is that?" You're midway through Acts. Ooh, has Paul been converted? I guess that is past the before the midway point. He and Barnabas are in Iconium. Ah, very nice. Hey, speaking of which, tomorrow is the Feast of St. Barnabas. I know this because I was working on my homily for tomorrow. Oh, did War Machine get really dumb? I never got into War Machine, but mostly because, like, I was playing as a broke college student. It's like, well, if I'm going to pick between the one I already have and a new one, I think I'm going to go with the one I already have. Thank you very much, Bias Mouse. Good to see you. You take care. So am I ready for the Rotata tomorrow? Hopefully. You, Karth Devon, our spies say that Madfly you were sent to kill is on his way to right now. You should have followed the will of Chandar. Now you will face his wrath. But there is one of you and three of us. Like, I get that you're... Oh, there's multiple of you. Where did you guys come from? Surprise Wookiee. Bad Wookiee. I thought it was a good idea to give Wookiees a health pack. Now you've made me a Wookiee killer. Look what you made me do. It's gonna get really awkward when we go back to town and we don't have our guide with us. Having seen Gor Wukon operate the basket, you understand it well enough to use it yourself. Yeah, it's a basket. You will begin the long ascent to the upper bowels of Kashyyyk. All right, who's ready for some family drama? Actually, I'm going to save. Just knowing our luck. Great Walk, supply station. Okay, that's where we're headed. Kuala Lumpur. Is every Wookiee gonna be mad at me on the way back? I hope not. Okay, he seems... Oh, wait. Well, it seems you're more happy than I thought. Freyer's come back and told me of what you did for him. My fellow hunters split on what should be done. Some were loyal to Chandar alone. We had to fight. Freyer went to the throne room to challenge Thundar. I will take you to him now. Lead on, we should hurry. Yes, much is to be decided. Only one can lead us. Must lead us. Come on. Oh, that's just great. Everyone is here now. It's a reunion. Shut up, Chandar. Yes, my son, by the blade of Baka's sword, I have come to end your treachery. No more will you sell your own people. You have Baka's blade? So what? I have the hilt. Held by each true chieftain in recent memory. Even you claimed it was all important. Can't talk. We both have ancient trinkets, so who will the people follow now? You? You are old and weak. Shut up, both of you! This ends today. I will not see Rook suffer anymore. Chandar doesn't always seem like a nice guy. Yeah, you know, it's just the weirdest thing. You tell him, Zalbar. I don't know what to do, Karth Devon. Chandar has been telling me things. He makes sense, I think. I don't know. What? Side with your father. Is it the best course? Yes! Chandar's a slaver! Chandar, you have betrayed your people. You must pay!
Woo! Way to go, Big Z!
Yeah, that's the appropriate response. You're too weak to fight, old book, and I still have Zerka's support. We'll see who dies today. Yeah, light side points. We need those. I'm trying to be a good guy. Wait a minute. Light side points are just like secretly good boy points, but in space. Like, does the hero here just have a chart on his fridge?
Take that!
You know, if I was this Zerka guard, I'd probably just be like, never mind. I quit. We have done it. I'm saddened that it had to come to this, but I couldn't let it continue. Zalbar, my son, I am truly sorry. You have suffered great shame. I was blind. I have no excuse. I can forgive you, Father. I have learned a lot over the years. So, what will you do now, Zalbar? Returning home has lifted a great weight from my mind, but it has been painful as well. You have a place at my side, Zalbar. I would be honored if you would take it. I can't. Not yet. I'm just getting used to being free, and not just from the slavers. And I have a life debt. Now that my life is truly my own again, honoring that agreement is all the more important. Listen to my son. His insight humbles me. Take that good judgment with you, and all the planets will come to revere Wookiee wisdom. What are you going to do about slavers? Oh, we will fight them. It will be difficult, but I swear they won't take another one of my people without bloodshed. I'll send quick climbers to other villages and try to rally defense. We must guard against this ever happening again. You will be the last outsider welcome here for a very long time. That is a change for the better, I think. Okay, well, I think it's probably time for us to leave then. Perhaps, but before you go, Karth Devon, I must see to your reward. You've done a great service. Kashyyyk will remember you well past your lifetime. Because of you, I am reinstated as chieftain. We will return to old ways and honor and trust the kin ruled above all else. I'm not sure there is a reward that accurately reflects the value you have done. Our world has changed because of you. I have a request, Father. I have thought about it a great deal. I would like Baka's sword. Shut up! I want some credits. No. I think that's... Well, that is quite a request. I'm tempted to say no, but... perhaps I should consider an investment. Zalbar, do you understand what this will mean? It is a legacy for our people, held by chieftains and future chieftains. I understand. I want this, Father. I'll bring it back one day. I have no doubt. Let the two halves of the blade be made one. My son shall hold Baka's sword. Yay, more light side points. So, Baka's ceremonial blade. So he only has a disrupt rifle a year. 4 to 14. Dang. Is there a specific reason why you haven't been going with dual wield or double blade weapon? Yeah, because I chose to. I think it's overdone. I like the look of just a single lightsaber. So for comparison, Mission's Vibroblade that we started with on mission was 1 to 10. Give him a bowcaster. Baka's blade is in the drop tables for containers on the planet of the Starforge, so it's possible to get a second. Here is this ancient and unique weapon. Wow, we found another on a different planet. It feels like a glitch. Is what that feels like. I wish there was an easier way to equip him with a long range and short range option. Because I would like to have him... Yeah, he's a Wookiee. He can take a close combat weapon.
Sure.
I also need to level him up really quickly. It's the way actually out of here. That way. Okay. Father Evan in the house. Hey, what up, Clutch? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. The ability to equip 2 weapon sets for long and short range is one of the best quality of life improvements KOTOR 2. Yeah. And this game does show its age sometimes, you know. So. We live. I mean, we've made it this far in the game. So hook around this way to get to Zerka. And then from Zerka, we'll take off. We'll go shopping on Yavin. Hope you had a blessed day of the Sacred Garden. Jeez. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Last Friday and Saturday. Can't think of anything. Well, actually, no, Friday was nice because I went to the Met, which I always like, and then I visited a Japanese bakery, the Nintendo store, and I had some cold udon for lunch. Knock knock, Zerka people. I'm just gonna try to leave as quietly and quickly as possible. Oh, never mind. There's Wookiees all over the place. This is not gonna be quiet. That is so good. What's my personal favorite feast say? I mean, Easter, I think, is a pretty safe answer. I am a fan of Easter. Pentecost is pretty cool. Other than like anything that's like on a Sunday or is a holy day of obligation, that's a good question, actually. I'd have to think about that a bit. I like these dramatic cutscenes we're getting of these fights, as if it isn't just like a bunch of random dudes. Ah, spaceship. You probably don't want to stand that close to my spaceship when it takes off, but, you do you, Wookiee. It seems our little stowaway is gone. Gone? I saw her sneaking off the ship. I called out to her, but she ran off. I guess she figured it was time to leave. Well, she's probably better off on her own. She was a survivor after all. I don't even know who she is. We never actually really looked into the stowaway issue. I'm guessing she's another party member you can get. She wanted no part of. That's a cheery thought. I guess there's nothing more we can do but continue our search for the star maps. I hope things work out for her and us. Christmas and Easter are the safest. Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel the end of our quest is near. Soon we will discover the location of the Starforge, though what will happen next is uncertain.
Can
I've
we
been
use-
watching you. I've seen how you've resisted great temptations and continue to walk the path of the light side.
that little girl's
Very
barely
commendable.
relevant. Our Lady of Had. Well, you also live in the Iberian Peninsula, as I understand. So. Yep. I couldn't have done it without you.
Battle in what you will become as a small one. I can only give you the warnings taught to me by my own master. Ultimately, it's your own actions that will decide your fate. And that is why the dark side is so insidious.
Live from
If you are
15
not
minutes,
careful,
miles from
you
Fatima.
do not even
Nice.
see each small step you take towards it until it's too late.
Oh, the only optional one is
Suppose
Juhani.
you
Yeah,
think that we
interesting.
would never fall prey to such a horror. That we have unlimited control, vigilance,
She's like the
and
Magus of
foresight.
this game.
If only that were true. The Sith have become powerful because there are many Jedi who've succumbed to the lure of the dark side and joined their cause. What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to your cause? To use their own knowledge against them? We are weakened while they are strengthened, so we must harden our hearts and do whatever is required to fight against the dark side, even when the battle becomes wearying.
Do whatever it
I
requires,
don't
such
know.
as.
The vision of our future is clouded by shadows cast from the dark side. But I sense something ominous lurking in those shadows. But words alone cannot save one from the dark side. Come, we should continue with the task at hand. When the time comes, I only hope we are all strong enough to do what we must.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm curious what. Decent. I'm still pretty in the middle, all things considered. Let's go to Yavin real quickly. Let's do some shopping. Hey Mel, good to see ya. This brings back all sorts of memories. Nice. This is actually my first time playing it. I've played the sequel. I find the story of this one more compelling than the sequel, but... Oh, hello.
What happened? What's going on?
Sith interdictor ship. They must have been waiting for us on the hyperspace route. We're caught in their tractor beam.
This seems like a bad idea.
Recognize the ship.
It's the Leviathan. Saul Karen's vessel. My own mentor.
Excuse me, I just wanted to go shopping. I did not ask to be abducted today. Shopping has to wait. Maybe we can do shopping on this spaceship.
Admiral Kareth taught me everything I know about being a soldier. He was a legend in the Republic fleet, and a hero to me until he betrayed us. When the Sith attacked my homeworld, the Leviathan, which is Saul Karen's flagship, was at the head of the fleet. My family was destroyed that day, and my wife died in the Sith bombardment.
Ooh. Don't let your lust for revenge cloud your judgment,
I'm not
Karth.
gonna do anything stupid. I won't throw our lives away in some mad quest for vengeance, but if I get a chance to kill Saul during our escape, nobody better get in my way.
Talk of an escape is somewhat premature, don't you think? We don't even have a plan to get out of this mess yet.
And I'll admit, it won't be easy. Saul's no fool, and he won't underestimate us either. You can count on plenty of guards watching every move we make.
Maybe Admiral Kareth doesn't know how many of us there are on board. We all have special talents. Talents we could exploit so that one of us could stage a rescue. We just have to figure out who has the best chance to avoid capture so they can come and rescue us later. It's a long shot, but it's our only hope.
Can you use your battle meditation here?
Admiral will be watching the three of us far too closely for any plot involving you, me, or Karth to succeed. It's going to be up to one of the others to get us out of this.
Well, if we're gonna pick someone to save our skins, we better do it quick. In another minute, we're gonna have Sith troops marching up our loading ramp.
I think I only have one star map planet left, Brayherd. I only have Korriban left. But Bad Roxy has redeemed a father joke. Hey Roxy, what's the best way to catch a fish? Have someone gently toss it to you. Okay, so who's gonna do this? T3M4. No, we've not even used him. You clearly haven't seen me try to catch something. Well, there is that. I'm thinking if I have to use someone who's not one of these three, maybe Jolie. He seems pretty powerful with the Force.
I don't think I could use my Force powers to convince a whole squadron of troopers to let me go free, but maybe I can use it to get them to take me to a separate cell. They'll probably only leave a single guard to watch over an old man like me. I could use the Force to convince the guard to set me free. Then I could free the rest of you.
The game's bug twist on the ship. Huh. Well, I suppose we'll find that out then. All right, Jolie.
Hold on. They're dragging us into the docking bridge.
Oh, I'm sure this will go fine. Usually use Canderous.
And the crew have been taken prisoner as you ordered.
It's probably a good choice.
Excellent. Have you searched the ship thoroughly?
But I like Jolie. Oh, big twist. I thought you...
We found an old man in the back. I think we should keep him separate from the others for questioning.
I thought you were just saying that there's like a glitch that gets revealed here that alters the end of the game. But yeah, the big twist, which I do know already, but...
Question him away from the others. I agree, Commander. After speaking with the old man, I think we should question him away from the others. Very well. The Admiral is probably too busy to bother with this old man anyway. Take him to solitary confinement for interrogation. Report back to me if you learn anything.
Carth, it has been far too long since we last spoke. I see
Me Carth or him Carth?
Nothing kind in your case. I barely recognized you.
But I recognize you, Saul. I see your face every night, even as I promised myself I would kill you for what you did to my homeworld.
Did you learn nothing in your time under me? As a soldier, you should understand that casualties were unavoidable. This was an act of war.
It was a cowardly act of betrayal. Your fleet bombed a civilian target into oblivion without warning or provocation, and the blood of those innocent people is on your hands.
In war, even the innocent must die.
No.
The Sith would not accept me until I proved I had truly turned my back on the Republic by bombing the planet.
Then maybe you shouldn't have joined the Sith? Like maybe that was a bad sign, a red flag?
You used to be a man of action, not of empty words. Cling to your lust for revenge if you must, but spare me your tired threats. I've heard them all before. You're an insignificant part of these events anyway. Lord Malak is far more interested in your Jedi companions. He has great plans for them.
We will never serve Malak or the dark side. The Sith will be destroyed, Admiral Kareth, as will you if you don't turn away from this path.
Your words are brave, Bastila, but the lure of the dark side is hard to resist. Or so I've been told. I wonder if your companion is as devoted to the light as you are.
For the right offer, I could probably be convinced to join this. That's like the most like nonsense answer. Like it's not even like a yes, I see the light of their wisdom. It's just like, nah, you pay me enough, I'll do whatever.
You're defiant. I'm certain Malak will find your loyalty to the Jedi.
Some of the writing in this game is fascinating and hilarious to me.
Probably reward me if I just killed you once and for all, but he may
A lot of it's really good too. Like I don't want to, cast it all out, but a line like that is like, what? A history between you. History? What are you talking about?
Oh, this can't be true, can it? You really don't know what's going on here, do you? Well, I won't be the one to deprive Malak of the pleasure of telling you himself. The Dark Lord will no doubt torture you for information and for his own twisted pleasure. Eventually, you will tell him everything. The Sith can be very persuasive. However, Lord Malak is in another sector. It may be some time before he arrives, so I suppose I will have to fill in for him. Until then, activate the torture fields.
Well, that's a messed up concept.
Enough.
$25 in a frozen pizza. Dang, Clutch, you saw the dark side pretty quickly.
Don't waste your breath, Saul. We won't answer any of your questions.
I'm sure you won't. However, we both know our friends' loyalties have proven in the past to be somewhat flexible.
What are you talking about?
I'm interrogating you, not the other way around. You will answer questions, not ask them. It is time to put your loyalty to the test. I doubt torturing you will gain me your true cooperation. Your will is too strong to be broken that way. However, even the strongest of heroes has trouble watching those they care about suffering. The interrogation will begin now. Each time you refuse to answer or give me a false answer, Bastila will suffer.
Yeah?
My pain is meaningless. Tell him nothing.
I tire of these games. Now I want answers. On what planet is the Jedi Academy at which you were trained?
Dantooine. No, I mean, dang it. Okay, that's kind of a funny switch because Leia is from Alderaan and she tells the Imperials that the rebel base is on Dantooine. That's a funny reference. Jedi community, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just a dude.
Enough. You see what happens when you try to defy me. This first question was a test. Obviously, Malak knew the Academy was on Dantooine, and it has since been destroyed by our fleet. Dantooine is an empty graveyard now. Nothing is there.
Why would you do that?
And the charred remains of your former masters.
No, you're lying. It isn't true.
It doesn't matter whether you believe me or not. The fact remains that the Jedi on Dantooine have been eradicated, along with any hope of someone coming to rescue you. Now, tell me your mission. How were the Jedi planning on using you to stop Lord Malak and our Sith Armada?
You know, honestly, we didn't have a plan. I was just kind of sent to figure one out. But anyway, I won't betray the Jedi.
You need a reminder of the consequences of refusing to cooperate.
I get why this is a tough, like, this is tough to do.
Listen, can you not hear her suffering? You can spare
Yeah, but
her
the two of us are
further
working
advice
together.
if you
Like,
answer
she's
the question.
offering up her
Now I will
suffering
ask again.
because we're working
On
together to
what
protect
mission
something.
did the Jedi Council send you?
You'll never betray the Republic.
Perhaps another lesson is in order.
No! No! I beg you, no! Mercy! No!
I am surprised she did not pass out sooner. Rarely have I seen someone withstand such punishment and remain conscious. I see I'm wasting
Well,
my
she's a
time
Jedi.
here. When Malak arrives, you will learn my interrogation techniques are considered merciful among the Sith. I will leave you here in your cell with a small taste of the horrors you will suffer when Lord Malak arrives.
She's fine, right? I mean, she's still standing. And, again, she was like, don't
try to move too quickly. You might not be fully recovered yet. Admiral Karath had his guards
She seems fine.
continue to torture you even after you passed out.
They tortured all of us, though you got the worst of it by far. Saul wanted them to make us suffer. He's become some sort of sadistic monster.
The dark side has perverted your path. Once you start down the tainted path, it leads you ever further into the depths of evil. I fear he is forever lost.
blah, blah, blah. Don't you? See, again, like, there's a, I agree with Bastila option and a dark side option. And the writing is a little incoherent between the two. A little inconsistent. No, it's without hope of redemption, Bastila.
I suppose you're correct. Sometimes it's easy to lose sight of that hope in the face of such unbridled cruelty. But you speak the truth. I suppose I'm taking the news of Dantooine's destruction quite hard. First Taras, now the Academy. Is there no end to the killing?
Maybe he's
I'd like
lying.
to believe that Saul was lying to us. But even as he said the words, I knew they were true. The Academy is gone. We should have felt a disturbance in the Force when the attack came. The fact that we did not is a bad sign. I fear the dark side is growing stronger. Casting shadows our vision cannot pierce.
Maybe you
No
just
doubt
didn't
that some of the Jedi
sense it in the Force because it didn't happen.
And Zar. I cannot imagine all of them being gone. In any case, we've lost our one place of refuge in the galaxy.
None of this will matter if we don't get out of this prison before Saul gets back.
No, Brayherd. I live in blissful ignorance that Dantooine is completely fine. Where is he
Saul
now?
mentioned that Lord Malak was on his way. I think the Admiral left to prepare for his arrival and to report the results of our interrogation.
It is fortunate you were able to resist the Admiral's questioning. The fate of the galaxy could be changed by revealing the slightest piece of vital information. I have to confess something. There was a moment, just a moment, when part of me was hoping you would tell him what he wanted to know, just to make the horrible...
Oh, don't say that. That makes me feel worse. Watching you suffer tore me apart.
I anything to intentionally cause me pain, but you did the right thing. I don't honestly know if I could have been as strong in your position. To watch you suffer like that, it might have been too much for me to bear. Did you feel that? A disturbance in the Force. The Admiral has sent his message. The Dark Lord knows we're here now. Malak is coming.
So you don't sense it in the Force when a planet dies, but when email is sent?
God, I need to speak with you.
What do you want, old man? You better not be trying to cause any trouble, or you'll be sorry.
The cell is too drafty. My old bones could catch a chill in here. We don't want that. You better let me out.
Yes, it's too drafty in there. Your old bones might catch a chill. We don't want that. Get out of there.
Good job, Jolie. Good job.
You shouldn't have let me out, Sonny. That was wrong. Admiral Kareth won't be too happy with you disobeying his orders.
Yes, what I did was wrong. Very wrong.
You deserve to be locked up in the cell for disobeying orders.
Yes, I deserve to be locked up for disobeying orders.
That's an amazing scene.
What just happened? What am I doing in here? Damn you, old man. I'll kill you if I ever get out of here.
Then I'll be sure to never let you out. Goodbye, Sonny.
I love that he calls him Sonny. I feel like it would be helpful to let these Rhodians out. You not Sith. Help me out of the cell, and me help you. Why does he have bad grammar? Big words for someone in Force persuasion distance. Why did Sith capture you? Evil Sith unjustly captured me and my ship. They think we're spies. They torture all the crew, trying to get information, but we not have any information to give. But Sith not care. They interrogate Captain until his mind snap. Then they grab First Mate, then Navigator. They all crazy now. Mine's gone. So sad. But they nothing but animals now. Me lowest rank on ship, but now me only one left. Soon Sith come to interrogate me too. But me not know anything. Me just trader in rare goods. Actually, I think I did pick Jolie for this part for at least one playthrough. Yeah, his old man dialogue is great. What do you mean by rare goods? Me bring things to people in need. People who need things they can't get normally. You're a smuggler. Aw, such a nice language. Me help people. And helps people helps me. I'll see what I can do. Oh, good. Hurry now. Get cards from guards and get me out of jail. Me not want to be here when Sith torture me. You not want to go insane like others. It's too late for them. But there may be still a hope for me. You get me, and me escape before Sith. This must be where they got the idea for Gungan dialogue, these Rhodians. Yeah, like, I don't get why this Rhodian is speaking this way. Like, especially because that's translated. Contraband? Yeah, mandatory stealth section. This game is clearly made in the 2000s. No. Ooh, riot equipment. Well, it's better than nothing. Oh, cannot equip during combat. That's fun. Smack. That sword makes a very, like, hollow gunk noise. Do you have keycards? Yes, you do. You can't equip that. Jolie has force powers, right? Yep. But sword. Pazak cards. May as well equip whatever I can. I thought I got the key card. Sorry, wrong room. Yeah, I've got spikes. Eight spikes. I don't have that much. I'm not overloading the terminal. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, so terrible of me. It's just, I'm so good at opening the wrong doors. Cell block, I can do the tango there. That's a Chicago joke. Okay. Well, at least the game is good and won't let you, you know, just abandon everyone. Any of you got keys? No? No keys? Medical supplies. That sounds like it could come in handy. For no particular reason right now. Obnoxious. So maybe I do have to take everyone out in the barracks then. Be helpful if I had a grenade. Who wants to ride on the Hurly-Whirly again? Ooh, Sith pass card. That sounds useful. Don't know why that was just casually in the barracks, but... Well, I was kind of hoping that the key card I had might open that, but... Okay, I have enough spikes this time. Should open up the detention area. Security camera. Barracks starboard. Switch. Cell block. So the barracks is starboard, so I actually want the cell block port, but I can't get the cell block port. Equipment storage sounds helpful. Unlock aft holding cells and equipment storage. Yes.
Well done, Jolie. I knew we could count on you. A Jedi never fails to get the task done.
If I remember the layout of the ship, our equipment should be in a storage chamber just through the north doors. After we grab our stuff, we need to get to the main bridge controls. The bridge is the only place that we can open the docking gates of the hangar where they've got the Ebon Hawk. We have to open those gates before we can fly out of here.
We better get moving. I can feel the darkness of Malak's presence approaching, and I don't want to be here when he arrives. None of us is a match for the Sith Lord.
Let's get our equipment and blast our way out.
Will serve us best. A small group might have a better chance of sneaking onto the bridge undetected while the others make their way down to the Ebon Hawk.
Count me in, then. I've got a score to settle with the Admiral before we get off this ship. And I have a feeling I'm gonna find him on the Leviathan's bridge.
Leviathan? Yeah, Karth
It's a good idea. The others can get to the Ebon Hawk on their own, but Karth and I might need your help. The three of us will get our equipment and make our way to the bridge. The rest of you head down to
Who
the
said
docking
anything
hangar.
about you
They've
coming
got the Ebon
along?
Hawk. You'll have to find a way to deal with the guards.
Don't you worry about that. I know how to deal with the guards. They won't know what hit them.
Yeah, I kind of wanted him to come with
We'll
us,
meet you there
actually.
as soon as we get those docking bay doors open. Just make sure the Hawk is ready to fly when we get there. And may the Force be with you.
And with your spirit. Oh, good. Okay, so they get re-equipped, but I still have to do everything. I was just telling a Sikh friend how hard Star Wars Day was for Catholics. And with your spirit. Yeah. They just have a Jedi Knight robe and a lightsaber in here. And a gaffy stick. Oh wait, this is my stuff. Ooh, and 2,000 credits. That'll help the shopping trip. Okay, what did I even have equipped? Obviously I had a lightsaber, but which one was it? Probably this one that has all the modifiers on it. Just some pocket change, just some loose pocket change. The Verpine cardio is better than the regular cardio. Armor, I had my Akani with the extra stuff on it. I had the Circlet of Saresh. Well, considering this is all I can implant, may as well. Oh wait, do I want Dexterity +1 or Constitution +1? Probably Constitution +1, because even Dexterity +1 is not great. Even though neither of those really do much, but... And then I need to level my friends up. All right. To the bridge! Where I'm sure no confrontations will happen whatsoever. Hey,
This is Canderous. We're at the Ebon Hawk.
Ken
But we
Vertus?
figured
Not sure how
some
to pronounce it, but
heavy
Sinvertus,
guard.
welcome to
Don't
the
worry.
channel. Thank you
We'll
for the
figure out a
follow.
plan to take care of them.
Sen, my friend, you made it. I'm gonna guess, Mel, you know Sen, and that's awesome. I love being part of an online community like that. Well, really, kind of a different groups of small internet groups overlapping. I love it. Is your favorite game of all time? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of rushing through it. I'm loving it. It's great. But I'm not able to do all the side quests because I do want to be able to finish this at some point on stream. But I'm having a blast. We're trying to do a light side run. We've got decent amount of light side. I wish we were a little more of a good guy, but I made some mistakes earlier on. But we're currently, you know, just casually on a Sith ship, like you do out of Tuesday. Sen is afraid made through another Christian streamer. Found out we're both Catholic. Hey, that's awesome. Well, welcome. Come on in. Service droid. You look like an interrogation droid. Oh, don't you just hate it when you open the door and you just find a bunch of war droids? Oh, it's always so awkward. This droid does not respond to you. Well, I'm happy. HK-47 uses them for parts, right? Yeah. Even though I've never used HK-47 beyond the initial interaction of getting him. You, sir, are on timeout. No, don't. No, I'm trying to target. Sometimes the auto-targeting in this can be a little something. Oh, come on, Karth. We're only storming a flagship of a Sith fleet. How hard can it be? Hey, Subvertus, thank you for the tier 1 sub.
The Force fights
Hope you like the emotes. Thank you for supporting the channel. Now, am I saying it right? Do you do it with a soft, or I don't know, is that a soft C? Yeah, I guess it's a soft C. Is it Sen or Ken? Switching meatbag parts for other parts, lol. Hey, and thank you for the gifted sub to Mel Tigre. Get healed up, Karth. We've got things to do. It doesn't help that my hero's name is also Karth. Oh, I just took a detour through the barracks. That might explain.
I feel sick.
You, Dark Jedi.
I can feel it.
Karth squared. Pronounce it with a soft C, like Sin. Ah, got it. Yeah, I'm Karth with a K. Clearly the correct pronunciation of Karth. Which, when I made my character and named him Karth, I did not know there was another character named Karth. Okay, let's level ourselves up. Feats, great. I want to work on my implants. Totally common and popular name, Karth. Exactly. Well, my name's Karth Devin. It doesn't rhyme with anything else having to do with this game. Powers. Stasis field, dominate mind. Oh my goodness. Sen! Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. My goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. So, really quickly, thank you for the gift subs to Wild Saber Leet, Brayherd, Hey Philly, Blackjack the Crusader, Bad Roxy, The Game Ball, Honoric 94, McCavity Pie, Tom CL75, and Identity. Thank you so much, Sen. Love support. Well, thank you very much. Means a lot to receive that kind of support. Ooh, Force Wave sounds powerful. Nope, no, wrong button. You named the character Revan. Did you know that is the name in the game, or was that just like pure chance? I don't know why they've turned on the alarm. It's just a perfectly normal day around here. Also, this one's blue. Why do I feel like... Ah, bridge storage. I can fix that. I'm fine. We're fine. How are you? Didn't like that conversation very much anyway. I feel like I've stumbled on the back way into the bridge that has all the stuff. Oh my goodness. Sen, thank you for another 5 gifted subs. Tokusumi, Dondoli, Jren Fuego, the Xpen 9, and Dan Donik. Thank you so much, Sen. Save this for you. You're getting married? First of all, congratulations. Second of all, yeah, please. I know weddings are expensive. Please save what you can. You'll need a spacesuit. I don't have a spacesuit. You did know, and later playthroughs were named anagrams of that. Says his name is Avner. Well, thank you for building up the hype train there. Speaking of which, I will be part of a streaming raid train this weekend. Pete Tony, to celebrate 1,000 followers, has set up this Catholic raid train that I'm a part of. I think Hey Philly is as well. I forget who all is in it. But Churro, Breedy Bard, Mapak, Yugen, Juniper Wood. But it's going to go basically from Friday night after Game of Favorites, which I'm also on as a contestant this week. The Oops All Fathers episode to celebrate Father's Day. So it goes from that, and it goes until it was originally supposed to go Monday to P. Tony's stream, but now it's going into Tuesday because just so many people signed up. So he's like, well, we'll keep the party going. So I'm live on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to be a part of that. Oh yeah, Mel, you're a part of it. Barracks, Central Corridor. I feel so lost. Jonakana12, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Oops All Priests episode too. Because I know P. Tony's wanted that for a long time. But there haven't necessarily been enough priests in the community to do it. So the fact that now there's enough of us regularly connected. I'm doing fine, and yourself? Except for the fact that everyone's blasters are so loud. My ears. Well, thank you for the 100 bits. You're doing good. That's good. Ow. Your favorite light side color is purple? I think it's tied for my favorite. My other favorite is orange, but you almost never see that. You do in this game, fortunately, but I think I like the purple more in this. But you probably can just barely see them. I have all the Kyber crystal colors that you can purchase for my own personal lightsaber. Yes, I am a nerd. We're all nerds around here. Darn tootin'. And that's why I'm here. But I also say, pointing out my personal lightsaber, well, I also have Samuel L. Jackson's character. I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Mace Windu. I have Mace Windu's lightsaber on display right there as well. Is it usually this game? No. So I'm a variety streamer. So every Monday I do an RPG game, and I play it through from beginning to end. So right now I'm playing this. But we've done a Ys game and some Kingdom Hearts. And then Tuesdays I do retro games. So that can really just be about anything from this on the SNES or N64 or old computer games, just things that I've enjoyed playing in my life and want to share. And then on Thursdays I do spirituality and faith-based games, kind of games that are like inviting us to look at deeper things in our minds and hearts. So, but if you go to my YouTube channel, you can also find all the VODs. So I think this is about episode 11 or so. Okay, let's log into this computer. Yeah, had a conversation at church yesterday, or at a baseball game where a bunch of us went after. Also good. Along the lines of, we're all nerds here. Had something to do with the priest saying Christ is risen in Quenya, Tolkien elf language. And a few people, including myself, knew the appropriate response. I love that, Brayherd. That sounds exactly right. Having met your pastor. Sure. Open the doors. Open the schematics. Bridge storage. Oh, that's the way to the bridge. Okay. I just missed it entirely. Oh well. Ow. Why would you put a mine in your own storage unit? That seems like a dumb idea. What church do I belong to? I am a Roman Catholic priest. Brayherd is Orthodox. Ortana Lavino response. Anwa Ortana Lavino. Cool. I know it in Ethiopian. It's Kereestos Tenestwal Gebrati Tenestwal. Ooh, spacesuit. We need that. Sith, canonically known for making wise decisions. Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, when you put it that way. So I think this is actually a great place. This year, May the 4th, I got up at 5:30 and binged all the Star Wars movie trilogies. Nice. Here in Finland, and I thought only Lutheran pastors have those kind of clothes. Yeah, no. It's kind of just common for Christian ministers in general. I mean, not everyone, but I know it's very common in the Lutherans and the Anglicans. It started with the Catholics, so. But we're gonna go ahead and take a commercial break here. I gotta turn something on really quickly. Since I was talking about it, I'll show you all the hype train. Here it comes. Here it comes. Starting off with Pete Tony, then goes to Catholic Game Network, then it goes to Hey Philly, then it goes to I forget who that is. I forget who that is. That's and then it's Yenza, Yugen, me, MapHack, forget who that is, Churro, Hal, Junie, K-Max, Clavier making his debut. I forget who that is, Higgs, and Bree. And this isn't even the final version. Even more folks have since joined and signed up to be a part of it, which is awesome. But we're going to go ahead. We're just going to take a little 3-minute commercial break. Good chance to stretch your legs, get a drink of water, and we will be right back. And welcome back. Ethiopian language differs from others. Yeah, it gets word Christ from the Greek. Ethiopian's a really fascinating Semitic language in general. I really appreciate getting the chance to study it in seminary. In Melon Yonan, Yonakana, I'm glad you're getting the connection on Formula One there. That's a great quote. Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. That's a mood. But let's get back to attacking the bridge. Their security doors are sealed because of the intruder. You have to find another way to get onto the bridge. I wonder what that could be. Gale has redeemed a father joke. My friend gets really mad when I make jokes about his weight. I think he needs to lighten up. Digging the BRB music. Yeah, I'm a fan. And it's all royalty free. Oh boy, more slow movement. How dare you body shame me? I'll have you know that I do enough on my own. Don't worry, Gale. We all know you're enough. Would you rather the one about me trying to sell my taxi? It's in fair condition. Also, why do they have this walkway? Who designed this bridge? How does this farmer get a girlfriend? A tractor. Ah. Taxi tip. It's a good. The taxi one's a good one. In New York, that means something because it directly implies you have a metal which is actually valuable. Well. Wait, why don't you two have weapons? I can't even equip you right now. I just realized they're just... Force Wave seems a little overpowered to me. Like, it's using almost no force, has a huge AoE. Why am I just punching now? Where's my lightsaber? Weapons. We don't need no stinking weapons. I mean, I'd kind of like to at least hold on to my... Like, I don't know why my lightsaber just disappeared there. It's a Force mystery. Sure, we'll give you strength gauntlets even though you're not a strength build. Can't give you any of those. I just upped this, so I could probably... I want to get up to this one. Awareness +1. Immunity minus affecting. That seems good. I want to get up to the other one to see a better version of that, but... Oh, another Karth leveled up.
Ready?
I'm here.
Sure.
I just need to collect a friend in Iceland, and then I all the main Scandinavian countries covered. Well, there you go. It's good to have goals. I've never been to any part of Scandinavia, but I should like to go. I know Gale's been.
Very resourceful. I assume you had some part in this. You learned your lessons well from me.
The only thing you taught me was betrayal and death, Saul.
Don't be a fool. I'm giving you and your companions a chance to surrender, a chance to live. Darth Malak himself is on his way. He'll be arriving any moment.
He speaks the truth, Karth. I can feel the Dark Lord's presence approaching.
Malak will destroy you. But if you throw down your weapons now, I will ask my master to be merciful.
I've seen enough of
No.
mercy.
You always did like to do things the hard way. Lord Malak would have preferred live prisoners, but corpses will have to do.
Behold, the room of the twist.
So
Time to rumble!
Get on the floor. Walk the dinosaur. No, where are you going? Knock that off. Oops. Double oops. I think I'm going to be reloading. I guess this one. Consarna, we have to redo that. Here's the secret of this game. I'm not very good at it. This is original Xbox? Yeah, I think so. I'm playing it on Steam. But I think it was on original Xbox. Oh no, I never had an Xbox. I was always had Nintendo and PlayStation, but never Xbox. Hello, friends.
let's make this quick.
Again, it unequipped my lightsaber for no reason.
Time to rumble.
Original Xbox and Xbox Digital Store policies for why they weren't allowed to finish the second game. Oh, interesting. Let's give you back a gun. We gave you... Mandalorian pistol, I guess. Give you back your double-bladed lightsaber. Give me back my regular lightsaber. Give me the better metal package.
Yes?
Yes?
Let's save here so we don't have to do that again. Xbox didn't allow free content, updates, only paid DLC. So KOTOR 2 wasn't allowed to release an update to finish to the unfinished bits. Oof. I understand that when it was when KOTOR 2 first came to Switch, which is how I played it, it was the original unfinished version, which is awkward. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Very resourceful. Don't be a fool.
How'd you like that?
There.
Well, this is going better, but... You remember KOTOR being unfinished? Apparently when it was first released on the Switch, yeah, admittedly this is like a re-release, but because of how it was unfinished, it was like literally unbeatable. Yeah, it wasn't great.
The Admiral. He's still alive.
It's time to finish this.
You don't remember FF8 being unfinished as a child, but as an adult, you can definitely see the scars of the cut content. Oof. That is rough. Forget him, Karth. We have to get out of here before Malik arrives.
Don't you understand what this man has done to my life? Do you know the pain he's brought me?
Killing him won't ease the pain, Karth. Do not become what you despise.
Karth. Must tell you something. Come closer. You didn't know, did you? Remember my dying words. Remember them whenever you look at those you thought were your friends.
It can't be true, can it? No, it can't. Damn you, Saul. Damn you.
Hey, watch your language. What do you say, Karth?
Bastille, it is true, isn't it? And you knew. You and the whole damn Jedi Council, you knew the whole time.
Karth,
what?
it's not what you think. We had no other choice. Please, you don't understand.
So make me understand.
What are you two talking
Not
about?
here, Karth, please. There's no time. Malik is coming. This isn't the place. Please, Karth. I'm asking you to trust me for just a little while longer.
I don't think what Karth just told Karth is helping him overcome his trust issues. Yeah, you know, this isn't the time. We can
I'll
talk
trust
about
you,
this.
Bastille, but as soon as we're off this ship, I expect some answers.
Of course, Karth. As soon as we get to the Ebon Hawk, I'll explain everything. To both of you, I promise.
Yeah, I heard recently that they are remastering KOTOR. I don't know where that is in terms of its production. Ooh. Destination Starforge. Hey, that's we're headed there. Wait, how do they know where to go? Docking bay sealed. Open the docking bay doors. Let's have this head to a new destination. Failure. Access denied. Okay, well, fine. Be that way. He just told Karth the twist. There's a twist in this game?
So be it.
Karth Devin will be surprised to hear this twist. Although I suppose it wouldn't have been as interesting if I'd simply named him Roth Devin. But Roth just sounded bad. Imagining Vader voice. No. I've had it with these Dark Jedi all up in here.
The Force fights
Get dunked on, nerds. I'm better at the Force than you. The company that had been working on it for 3 years suffered a lot of leadership change, and then it went into another development company, and they were working on it, but no timeline. So when it will be completed. Oof, that is often a death knell, unfortunately, for games. Mace Windu. I've had it with these bleached Dark Jedi on this bleached ship. I'm really sad that Tango Gameworks got shut down, because I had a lot of fun with Hi-Fi Rush, and I would have loved a sequel, but that's not happening now. Wait, I forgot. I have a thing. I have a thing that can help with this. I've had it with these Dark Jedi on this ship. What do you mean, gather my party? Where did they go?
What can I do?
Uh-huh.
Karth.
Yes?
What class did I pick? I am a Scout Sentinel. See, this is the fun of having a soundboard. You can do things like this. You know, just please applaud me. I need to just remember that I have it.
We took care of the guards. We're inside the Ebon Hawk and all systems are go. As soon as you guys join us, we can get out of here.
Cool. Which way? Always seems to happen to your favorite companies. Cloverleaf made Okami. Oh, yeah, Clover. Yeah, Okami and Beautiful Joe were both great. Oh, hello. I mean, at least Okami gets to like live on and get some decent remakes. But like,
The Force fights with me.
Beautiful Joe has just been abandoned. I'd love to replay Beautiful Joe, but Oh, come on. Are there seriously Dark Jedi everywhere on here? Have we all kept calm for Monster Hunter content? Well, it's good to have a hobby. I tried a Monster Hunter game demo once, and I just didn't get it. It's got too much of the MMO big numbers feel for me. You know, when it takes half an hour to take out a single dinosaur, I'm like, eh. I would have never expected so many Dark Jedi on a Sith ship. I know, right? They have a whole planet. Come on. I want everyone to get on the floor and walk the dinosaur. It's not that complicated.
Time to rumble.
45 minutes to kill one monster last night with map hack. Yeah, and if you like that, they do it well. But for me, I'm just like, I don't know. This is why platformers are still my favorite video game style. Because you know if you're doing good in like 2 minutes. I'm guessing. Yes, hello, the Ebonhawk. And totally not TIE fighters.
Darth Malak.
Time to go!
I hope you weren't thinking of leaving so soon, Bastila. I've spent far too much energy hunting down you and your companions to let you get away from me now. Besides, I had to see for myself if it was true. Even now, I can hardly believe my eyes. Tell me, why did the Jedi spare you? Is it vengeance you seek at this reunion?
Reunion? What are you talking about? Spare me? I don't understand.
You mean you don't know? All this time and you still haven't figured
No,
it
I am
out.
the densest Jedi in the galaxy.
I wonder how long you would have stayed blind to the truth. Surely some of what you once were must have surfaced by now. Even the combined power of the Jedi Council couldn't keep your true identity buried forever, could it?
Revealing the twist, part 2.
The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes.
The Council would not normally accept an adult for training, but this is a special case.
I thought I was just really skilled.
They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity.
Tatooine. Kashyyyk. Manaan. Korriban. Revan visited each of these worlds searching for clues to reveal the hidden location of the Starforge.
The lure of the dark side is difficult to resist. I fear this quest to find the Starforge could lead you down an all too familiar path.
What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to your cause? To use their own knowledge against them?
I once met a Revan cosplayer. It was so cool. No! Karth Devin is Darth Revan? Okay, but real talk, that... For the first time playing it, way back in the day, I bet that would have been the coolest reveal. And honestly, even now, like, I knew it was coming, but, like, the way they staged that was very well paced and very well written. Like, that was a good reveal. Like, even knowing it's coming, it's like, oh, wow.
You were once the Dark Lord, and know that I have taken your place.
Well, you can have it. This is some sort of Sith lie.
Remember, Revan? The Jedi set a trap. They lured us into battle against a small Republic fleet. During the attack, a team of Jedi Knights boarded your ship. The Jedi strike team captured you, and the Council used the Force to reprogram your mind. They wiped away your identity and turned you against your own followers.
You mean they captured someone as powerful as Revan? I mean, me? Nope, I just don't believe you. Again, I am the densest Jedi.
Dreams, Revan. Memories bubbling up to the surface. Surely you must remember the battle in which you were captured.
How did they capture me?
I helped them, Revan.
What?
I always knew that one day the title of Dark Lord would be mine.
Man, who knew that the Sith apprentice would turn on his master?
I saw my day had come. I ordered my own ships to fire on your bridge. I thought I could destroy all my enemies with a single glorious victory. I never dreamed the Jedi would take you alive from the wreckage.
But why did you betray your master?
Why did I betray you, Revan? You are the one who taught me the ways of the Sith. The strongest must rule if we are to survive. You knew I would one day challenge you for supremacy, but you underestimated me. I acted sooner than you expected and seized the Sith throne with a single brilliant stroke.
Yeah, but I'm still here. Bastila, is this true?
It's true. I was part of the team sent to capture Revan, to capture you. When Malak fired on the ship, you were badly injured. We thought you were dead. Your mind was destroyed, but I used
Doesn't take a lot of
the Force
strength to
preserve
stab
the flicker
back
of life
Malak.
in your
Yeah,
body.
you're right.
I brought you to the Jedi Council. They were the ones who healed your damaged mind.
Then... But my memories...
The Jedi Council didn't restore your wounded mind, Revan. They merely programmed it with a new identity, one loyal to the Republic. They tried to make you their slave.
But... Why another
We couldn't
identity?
simply restore your true identity. Revan was too dangerous. But locked inside your mind was information the Republic needed. The secrets of the Starforge. The Council created an identity for you. A soldier under my command. Your subconscious memories were supposed to lead me to the Starforge. There was no other way to get the information.
They made you their puppet, Revan. And Bastila was the handler pulling your strings.
So ethically, this is actually really fascinating as like a concept. Because on the one hand, I commend the Jedi for not killing him, you know. On the other, manipulating his mind is also kind of messed up. And like, that's very utilitarian, where it's like, well, this is a means to serve an end. It's like, well, no, that doesn't justify what you're doing. So do I keep... But I know in the game I don't really have an option to, like... The options are go with Bastila or become evil and take back the throne. There's no middle way of like, well, I'm still going to do the Starforge thing, but I'm not going to do it with Bastila.
That was a risk the Council chose to take. I had to try and draw out the secrets of the Starforge. It was our only hope of stopping the Sith. There was no other choice.
Why did the Council choose you?
I used my Force powers to heal you on that bridge. We share a bond. I convinced the Council I could use our bond to draw out your memories and lead us to the Starforge.
Tell the truth, Bastila.
Yeah, he's a person, not a tool.
You
Exactly.
wanted to taste the dark side for yourself. You knew the only way the Council would permit you to explore the Sith's power was through Revan's lost memories.
No. I wanted to help you, Revan. I thought this mission would redeem you, that it would atone for your past crimes. How else could you be saved?
Through the grace of God? I mean, she's better than the Sith. But I don't want to say that because I know that's going to give me dark side points, and I am trying to get more light side.
Forgiveness, Revan. You are weak. I was right to betray you. You are not fit to rule the Sith. A small part of me has always regretted betraying you from afar. I always knew there were some who would think I acted out of fear, that I did not want to face you. But now fate has given me a second chance to prove myself. Once I defeat you in combat, no one will question my claim to the Sith throne. My triumph will be complete.
Your power's no match for the light.
The Jedi Council were foolish to let you live. I won't make the same mistake. We shall finish this alone in the ancient Sith tradition. Master versus apprentice, as it was meant to be.
So you should have done this a while ago, is what I'm hearing. I don't think there's a space Jesus in Star Wars at this point in Star Wars history. True. But God does transcend time. And also, properly speaking, I learned this recently. When they say a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, that is not in reference to us. That is in reference to, like, a journal that someone in universe wrote, and that apparently the galaxy of Star Wars is our galaxy, and that Coruscant is Earth. So I guess actually there is a Jesus in Star Wars. Yeah, now he wants trial by combat. He's cheating. Malik is cheating. And Brayhard, I don't think I've seen that episode of Babylon 5. I'll have to check it out. I never got around to finishing that as a series, which I regret. Journal of the Wills. Yes. That is... Yeah, I don't think I can get him with stasis. He's pretty resistant to anything force, really. Time to beat him with my laser stick. How am I supposed to beat him? Look at these cool flips he's doing. Oh, hey, we did enough. No, he's made me a space pinata. And he's running away! That coward! I was winning! Well, I suppose I can save here. Welcome. I'm glad that I have auto mod set up. Because there are times it has come in handy, and it's just good to have a general sense to protect the community, but there are also times where it's like, you know, if Christ's conquest of death redeems all of creation, and since these guys are in a universe that of that creation, are they necessarily redeemed by that? I suppose they are. They have the option to be redeemed by it. I think they're going to have some explaining to do with the resurrection. Coward or tactical retreat? No, just coward. Look, I cut him off at the pass. Malik is a bad guy. No, that can't be right. The bad guy has a red lightsaber and a lower jaw missing and replaced by metal? I'm beginning to think Star Wars typecasts its villains. Especially by ones who cheat.
Over, Malak.
Your friends do not give up easily, Revan. You always could inspire loyalty. But even the three of you together cannot stand against my power.
For the Jedi!
What was that audio compression?
I'll hold Malak off. You two get out of here. Find the Star Forge.
No, Bastila, he's too strong. No! The door's sealed. We can't get past. Come on, we have to get to the Ebon Hawk.
What about Bastila?
Bastila doesn't stand a chance against Malak, but we can't help her. Not here. We have to get off the ship and find the Star Forge. That's the key to beating the Dark Lord. Bastila sacrificed herself so we could get away. We can't let her sacrifice be in vain. Come on!
Okay. Unnecessary self-sacrifice, the worst Jedi trait. They are good at that, aren't they? And I am a fan of self-sacrifice, both in, like, a storytelling way, but also, you know, general concept. I'm a fan. I think it's an important way to follow the example of Christ. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, unnecessary stuff the Jedi do where it's like, you know, you could have died yourself another way. And lived physically and saved people. Oh no, is this more space shooty stuff? Oh, I forgot about these sections. Oh, I forgot these sections exist. I like that. I am in danger. Pew, pew, pew. Knowing that Bastila is going to fight him so we can escape, I normally take her lightsaber before the cutscene. Yeah, well, things I did not know, actually. This is my first time playing this. They made most of the turret sequences in KOTOR 2 optional. Yeah, I remember being asked if I wanted to do those arcade sequences and saying no, and just, like, it skipped them all. Time to go to Yavin now? Yeah, it's time to go shopping. They interrupted our shopping trip. I love that every time it switches between cutscene and gameplay, you can briefly see my Steam page.
We ran into Malik. He would have killed us, but Bastila sacrificed herself so we could get away.
You mean she's dead?
Malik won't kill her. Don't be foolish. He'll want to use her battle meditation against the Republic. Turn her to the dark side, and the Sith will always
Will you
be
put some
victorious.
clothes on? We rescued you from jail a while ago. We can't help her, not unless we find the Star Forge first.
We've got a bigger issue to deal with here. They deserve to know the truth about you. Do you want to tell them what Malik said, or should I?
I'm not Darth Revan, I'm Karth Devin.
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of a joke?
No, it's no joke. The Jedi Council captured Revan and erased the Dark Lord's mind.
Jail is temporary,
Programming in a
its
new
skippiness
identity.
is forever.
Saul Kareth told me on the Leviathan, and Bastila confirmed it.
You're Darth Revan?
No, I'm Karth Devin.
Do you remember anything about being the Dark Lord?
Just strange dreams and visions.
Flashes. That's it. Nothing more? Then I don't think there's a problem. It seems to me that if you don't really remember anything about being Revan, then it doesn't really matter anymore. You are who you are now, right?
Of course it still matters. How do we know more memories won't come flooding back? How do we know
Yeah,
Revan won't
he's out of
suddenly
the
turn on
knock.
us? The whole time we've been chasing after Malik, we've had his old Sith
Guys, crack the
master
wind
right
bell.
at our side, listening to our secrets, hearing our plans.
Yeah, I think the empathetic response is this one.
Hey, you've got nothing to be sorry about. You didn't ask for this.
Yeah, Mission is
Besides,
helping here.
I know you. You're not Revan
So trusting.
anymore. Whatever you used to be, you're one of us now.
I agree with Mission. I swore a life debt to the person you are, not to the person you were.
Big Z and I will stick by you. We owe you our lives. We won't desert you now.
How can you say that, Mission? The Sith bombed my homeworld, Revan took away my family, and destroyed my life.
Everyone knows it was Malik who gave the order to attack your people, Karth. You can't blame Revan for that.
I suppose you've proven yourself to be a friend of the Republic by your actions so far, Revan. But can I trust you? Can any of us?
What about you,
What
Jolie?
about me? I already knew who you were, though it wasn't my place to tell you. Better off that you know, if you ask me. Does it change anything? I'm not here to judge you. You do what you have to do, and I'll help if I can.
Jolie's a chill old man. Canderous?
You defeated the Mandalore clans in the war, Revan. You were the only one in the galaxy who could best us. We had never met one like you before, and never since. How can you even ask if I'll follow you? Whatever you're fighting, it will be worthy of my skill. I'm your man until the end, Revan. No matter how this plays out.
HK-47?
Commentary. I am experiencing something unusual, Master.
Why? What's happened?
Answer. My programming is activating my deleted memory core. I believe I have a homing system that is restoring it, Master.
Your homing system? What's that?
Observation. My homing system is a function of my assassination protocols, that which I told you had been deactivated. This system was not. It seems that the homing system deliberately restores my deleted memory core upon returning to my original master.
HK-47 belonged to Revan.
Affirmation. Correct, Master. Sith protocols maintain that all droid knowledge be deleted before assassination missions and restored upon return. I have returned to you, and my full functionality is now under your personal command. It is a distinct pleasure to see you again, Master.
Okay, crazy murderbot. I'm not exactly Revan anymore.
Observation. That does not matter, Master. Master. I am your droid, regardless of your actions or personality.
Wow. What are the chances of that happening?
Remember, we're talking about the Force here. At this point, Malik himself could drop out of the sky and I wouldn't bat an eyelash.
Well, he kind of already did that, technically. What about you, T3?
I knew the little guy would come through for you. Droids don't hold grudges.
Everything's coming up, Karth Devitt. Well, Karth, will you stand me against Malik?
I seem to trust you, and I don't see any other way that we can stop the Sith. And I suppose that Malik is the real
HK is definitely evil, but funny.
I really don't have any other choice, do I?
Well, I won't let you down, Karth.
You've proven yourself time and time again during our mission, but this is a little much for me to wrap my mind around.
HK is a more serious bender. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. We have to try for Bastila's sake.
Even more of a shock to you. I don't know how you even keep going. I guess we both just have to find a way to push forward. Don't worry. I won't let my personal feelings get in the way of my assignments or this mission. But don't forget, I've sworn an oath to defend the Republic. As long as this mission stays on course, I'll stick with you. But I won't let you betray the Republic under any circumstances. So I guess that's it then. We keep going. We've still got one more star map to uncover if we're gonna find that Starforge and save Bastila, so let's do it before it's too late.
I do have Juhani. She just decided to not talk. You got extra lines telling people you're Revan and they don't believe you. That's great. No, really, I'm the Sith Lord. Look at me. I repented, and you can too. Let's see if I have anything else that I could give this. No, it seems like the things I have are better. Hey, Flame Prince! Good to see ya. Are we winning? We are winning. We just beat up a Sith, and now we're going on a shopping trip. I'm just gonna go out on my own. What's the worst that could happen? What does CSP in my name mean? That is not a dumb question. That's a great question. So I got so lost for a moment. Where am I headed? I'm going the wrong way. I'm a religious priest, so I belong to the Order of the Paulist Fathers. And priests and sisters who belong to an order have post-nominal letters. So mine are CSP, standing for Congregation of St. Paul, which indicates which order I belong to.
The color of her mesh under the sky.
That's not good enough, Suvam. What? You can't just rewrite our agreement whenever you feel like the exchange won't stand for it. The exchange is in no position to dictate orders anymore, Suvam. Who's that? A stranger. You haven't been telling us everything now, have you, Suvam? Tell you everything. What you talking about? I don't have to clear everything through you. Hey, what's going on here, Suvam? Oh, they're trying to extort me, that's what. They think they're... Just because the exchange is gone, they can take whatever they want from me. We are renegotiating our contract, Suvam. I think you guys better leave. Oh, what? Or you'll force us? Leave. Now. We leave now. But we have not forgotten you, Suvam. Yeah, if you don't know, how will you learn if you don't ask? Oh, thanks for helping, but I really don't think you should have. Still, at least I ended up in one piece, right? I like Suvam, he's kind of kooky. Ah, what you want? You want to play Pazak? What have you got to tell me? I'll have a look. Environmental Bastion armor. That's pretty dang good. It's also really expensive. Light exoskeleton. Baragwin Shadow armor. Heavy exoskeleton. That's pretty good, actually. Get rid of mind affecting and poison and all saves +1. I kind of like that. But unfortunately, I think that takes up the place of my circlet, which I like more. But this I don't mind. Blaster bolt deflection up by 5. Combat implant. It's level 3. It's all droid stuff. Man, I'd really like this armor, but I'm 7,000 credits away from it. Hey, you're most welcome, Mel. Anytime. Although this might not be... I'm going to buy this because that seems... I may not give it to Karth, but it does seem just good in general. Like, this is giving me strength +1. So my strength goes to 13. That's really not that great. But this greatly increases my dexterity, actually. And like blaster deflection going way up. I was talking to Tony about that earlier. I feel like I should have learned these basics in CCD. Religious life's more complicated. I don't know if that's really something to go into CCD. But, it's... The great thing is, as human beings, we always have an option to learn. You have to fight those Trandoshans when you visit again after the last planet. Surprisingly tough. Usually cheat credits in to buy all this guy's gear. That's if we come back. Ah ha 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 ha. Cardio package. Didn't I want... Yeah, I want that equipped so that I have the... No mind affecting. All right, Korriban. Finally, we're living up to the title of this stream. Heading to the Sith home planet. I see no way this could go poorly. I suppose it's tough when you only have kids for 1 hour a week. Yeah, there's only so much you can teach. Especially, church has been around for 2,000 years. And it's not like it's... Well, it was a great class for me. But then again, I went to Catholic school, so... It was interesting to find out the different religious communities, like nearest 3 Catholic parishes are Oblates of St. Francis de Sales, a Franciscan order, and the diocese. Yep. They probably all got their own unique flavor and style and emphasis. Yeah, CCD. The funny thing is I still had to actually go to CCD classes for my sacramental prep because I wasn't going through the parish that the school was connected to, because there was no school at my parish. So, very brief hello before you hop in your other friend's stream. Hey, Red, it's good to see ya. Garth and Juhani. That's probably who I was gonna take, because I felt like I haven't taken them in a while. I'm doing well. Let's auto level you up. And then let's look at your... that seems good for him for now. You can't take implants. We'll give him that. Give her that. That's, that one's really powerful. That one's modified. That's gotta be, that's Bastila's. It's weird. Somehow that wound up back in my inventory. Okay, we'll give her the neural band, because that's all she can use. Bastila's not in the party at this point, but she refuses to get off the ship. If you do, Korriban earlier, so not a huge issue. Ah. Hey, Sinvertus, thank you for the gift to Catholic Bread of the sub. Mystery of the Force strikes again. I know, it's very powerful, that mysterious force. Anyway, I'll give him that. It's not as good in particular...
Yes? What?
One particular thing, but it's helpful in others. Also, it's like how Kreia stays on the ship in game 2. Ah. Whoops, I just deleted that save. That's okay, I was going to save over it anyway. Hello, Port Authority. Ah, another Jedi comes to small Korriban, yes? Good to meet you. How'd you know I'm a Jedi? Ah, well, from the lightsaber you're carrying, naturally. Only Jedi carry ones like that, correct? Ah, there are many people here who come to Korriban from throughout Sith space, hoping to join the Academy. Some of them are Jedi who have left the Order. You'll get into the Academy for certain. I understand Jedi who have left the light side are made very welcome. What's this academy you mentioned? Oh, I thought you would have. That's why you came here. There's a Sith Academy just outside of Drishte, where they train the students and such. Ah, but enough on that. It is very nice to see that the Ebon Hawk has returned. I have not seen that ship for some time, indeed. Since you're a regular to our little colony, the docking fee is only 25 credits. Okay? Oh, excellent. Continue on through. Please be aware that the colony is under Sith jurisdiction. I advise you to stay out of their way. I'll be on my way. Enjoy your stay in Dreshta. Time to take down the Academy? I figure I'll come back after I have the Star Forge. Prospective Sith student.
No, that is the wrong answer. Again, you pathetic hopefuls can't possibly all be this stupid, can you?
Please, Master Shardon, give us a chance. We'll do anything to get into the Academy.
I'm no master yet, but I like the sound of that. All right, one more question. That a lot of you is trying my patience. All right, let's say you become a Sith and I am your commanding officer. I give you an order to spare the life of an enemy. Do you do it?
Of course, Shardan. Anything you command us.
We would never oppose you.
No.
Do you honestly believe that the Sith are in need of such sniveling cowards? Mercy is a weakness. If your leader shows weakness, it is your duty to kill him and show true authority, true power. That is why the Sith are strong.
Oh, thank you, Chardon. We understand now. Oh no, you. Oh dear.
No, you don't understand, and you probably never will. You wouldn't survive 5 seconds in the academy. The other students would tear you apart. Bah!
These are the type of people who are rude to their waiters. Yeah, and those I don't like those people. Always be nice to your
Jedi.
waiters.
You're looking to get into the academy, are you not? Well, of course you are. Why else would you be here? Let me pose a question to you. These hopefuls will never survive in the academy. A lesson must be taught here, but I am at a loss as to what form it should take.
Oh, this is rich.
I wasn't talking to you. I'm thinking to spare them the effort of being killed and do it myself. Perhaps I shall turn their skin inside out.
Ah!
Force lightning, yes, it's a most impressive display. Or perhaps a bit of humiliation is in order. I could easily strip off their tunics.
I'm happy
and
I'm
make
making you
them run
laugh,
through the
Britt.
colony. Or they could lose all control of their bodily functions. What do you think? I just can't seem to decide.
You can't just kill them.
Please help us! Silence! Of course I can kill them. The Sith can do whatever they like on Korriban, and frankly, these worms rather deserve.
128,000 cells.
However.
Let them go. That's
Let
my
them
decision.
go. And what could possibly convince me to do that?
Because I'm Darth Revan and I'm telling you to let them go.
Now that has to be the funniest thing I've heard all day. Well, fine. Whoever you are, since you've proven such a good sport, the boys can run off. I'm sure your little lesson will give them something to chew on.
Yeah, that really should be a database. A lot of people in the game have British accents. Well, people in games in general, like when they're evil, okay, we're working our way up on the light side, just tend to have British accents. I think it's ingrained from a response to British colonialism. Bree? That doesn't look like Bree. Well, greetings. Welcome to Korriban. If there's anything you need, you can talk to me. What sort of merchandise do you offer? Oh, weapons mostly. I've got connections. You'll need them if you're going to be spending any time here. No, I'm good. I got weapons.
Look here, my dear friends. We have some newcomers to the colony, led by a Jedi, no less. I don't believe I've seen any of them before. Have you?
I hate Jedi, and these fallen ones are worse. They always get into the academy, and they think they're better than the rest of us.
Great. Just what we needed. Some punks to come steal our lunch credits.
Smart-mouthed newcomers, to boot.
Looks pretty fresh to me, Lashao.
That's what I thought. Well, stranger, I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but here on Korriban, the Sith do as they please. And we are Sith. Quite literally, whether you live or die depends upon our will.
You're not Sith, you're a human. Sith is a different species. Imagine an evil character, but with a Valley Girl accent. Isn't that just, Harley Quinn? I don't think there need to be hostilities.
Oh, neither do I. I simply stated a fact. Do you know how many Sith there are in Dresde?
What is this, a raffle? How many guesses do we get?
Do not provoke them, Karth.
Enough to crush this fool! Let's do it, Lasho.
Now, let's not be hasty. Perhaps our friend here could yet offer up some amusement. What do you say? Amuse us, make us laugh, and we might just consider allowing you to live.
Do you not know who I am? I'm Darth Revan.
Too funny.
And I
am. Good one.
Yes, I suppose that wasn't too bad. All right then, my friend. You've done as you were asked. Perhaps we will meet again.
Why does no one believe me? Wait, I don't believe me. Like, I just spent the last half hour going, I'm not Darth Revan anymore. We're like going to the mall to shoplift and plan the end of humanity and whatever. Get in the car, loser. We're going to start a nuclear arms race. Oh, is that Juhani's ex? Was it this Rodon? Or is it another cat person? It's like mutually assured destruction or whatever. Oh my gosh. Did you see what he brought to the super world, to the meeting of supervillains? Here's the Lord for the search function. Oh, Circa is here. Shocker. You there, human. Are you the one flying the Ebon Hawk? I saw you disembark earlier. I don't have time to talk. Oh, whoa, now you're just going to have to make a little time, human. We've been waiting for a shipment for over a month. I suppose we should be grateful the shipment survived terrorists after all. Anyway, hand it over and let's finish this. Hand what over? Wait a minute. Don't you work for Davik? Just how is it you managed to be flying the Ebon Hawk anyway? Davik's dead. Well, when a planet explodes, you've got to expect a few changes. Davik's dead, hey? Well, maybe you can help me with something. We had arranged for several kilograms of spice to be shipped here aboard the Ebon Hawk. Perhaps Davik has left it on board? I suspect if it is, it would be in a container we gave him, locked and requiring a code. Maybe you have seen such a thing? There's nothing like that on the ship. Are you sure? The people I represent could make it well worth your while. Fine, I'll look for a container. Excellent! The code is Red 47. When you get the spice, bring it here. No, I'm not getting you the spice. Dak Fesser. Well, no one here named Dak Fesser. Those dark robes are like totally last year. It's Monday. We wear black on Monday.
You are neither a Sith, nor do you bear the medallion of a student of this facility. Please, leave at once.
You will let me
I
inside.
have been conditioned to resist mental persuasion, citizen. Please, do not attempt that again.
I need to speak with the Master of the Academy. Why do I have such a high charisma if I can never persuade anyone? What's this medallion you mentioned?
It is the device given to one who has been accepted into the Academy, but has not yet proved their worth as a student. If one of the Sith decides you are worthy, you will be given one, which you must then take to Yuthura Ban, who I believe is in the cantina. It is she who decides which hopefuls enter the Academy.
Okay.
On your way.
So get a thing, talk to the person. What would I consider my favorite RPG? Like, turn-based or action? Because action is definitely Kingdom Hearts. Like, that whole series I love. That's why it was the first game I played on stream. More turn-based? Probably Chrono Trigger? I think, if I had to pick one.
Leave me be. Can't you see that I'm busy?
Are you one of the Sith from the Academy?
Isn't that obvious? You must be very sharp to possess such an astute sense of perception. Obviously deaf, however, since I asked you to leave.
Can I ask you
no,
some
you
questions?
may not. I'm busy amusing myself, and I'm not going to miss any of the fun. Now get lost before I teach you a lesson.
Oh, someone in the cantina who was not here
Is
previously.
there something you need, Jedi? Make it good, for I have little patience.
So you know what I
Far
am.
from the first Jedi who has come here after all, willing to abandon that decrepit order of yours.
Who are you?
Who am I? You must not have been in Korriban for very long. Either that or you have been feeling your way about blindly. Luckily for you, I am in a charitable mood. I am your Thuraban, second only to Master Uthar of the Sith Academy here in Dresde. I am the one who decides which of the few of the many hopefuls who travel here to train actually become a Sith. Why? Is it your desire to enter the Academy? Is that why you are here?
Yes, that's exactly why I'm here.
So you are just another hopeful after all. Or are you? There is something odd about you that I cannot place.
Oh, just imagine me in
Obviously,
red and
you're a
black
Jedi.
armor.
One who is very strong in the Force, it seems. So were you a part of the Order for very long? Did they train you?
What difference does it make?
Perhaps
Let's not talk
Perhaps
about it.
all the difference in the world. Either way, you possess enough raw power to intrigue me greatly. With that kind of power, you could become a great Sith.
I'm sure I
Perhaps,
could.
if I let you. Does that interest you?
Persuade, lie. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
I see. No,
Oh.
my friend. I'll not be the one to bring you into our... But otherwise. You again. But I have already told you your answer, human.
So what am I supposed to do now? I need to get a medallion. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. Please. Oh, baby. Don't go. It's hard to remember Grace when starving email is, after looking at your home and auto insurance, I would suggest staying with Travelers. And the reply email asks, do you think Travelers is still the best way to go for us? Yeah, I feel that because, like,
Hey, what's this? Looks like we found ourselves a bit of sport, my friends.
This is good. I want to celebrate
my assignment is slightly changed in that I'm going to Busted Halo full time. That's the media ministry I work for and that this is part of.
I'm eager to blow off some steam after those tests.
And I wrote a letter to the parish explaining that I'm not going to be working there part time anymore and full time here at Busted Halo instead, because I've been part time at the two. But I'll still be around Sunday for Mass. Like, I'll still be celebrating Mass. And people were asking me, like, when do you leave? When do you move? It's like, you didn't read the full letter. I'm not going anywhere. That was the point. I'm just changing what office I'm working in. Are you sure you want to die? Hey, I think that was a
That's pretty
threat.
funny. Why should we be scared of you?
Take another sip and I'll show you. Reading comprehension is low. Yeah, some days it really is.
You know it.
Okay. I think I found a way to find a coin. Excuse me. Yeah, one of the interesting things about being a priest is that you tend to work with a lot of highly educated people. Hey, we got a Sith medallion. It's like the game knew we failed at the thing and gave us another option. Don't worry about those dead bodies. I don't know what it's about. I'm thankful for the parochial vicar that's leaving my parish. At least going to a parish I'm at for events and spiritual direction sometimes. Parish staff for 4 years now, which is unheard of. Oh, wow. Chances of running into him again are higher than elsewhere at least. Well, that's good.
You again. What do you wish?
I have this medallion.
So one of the others accepted you, even after I did not. You're lucky, human.
Yeah,
For
someone
I'm in
accepted me.
forgiving mood. I will take you to the academy, and we shall see if you are ready to join the ranks of the Sith. I have only one other question. These companions of yours, they will not be coming with you, I presume?
Oh, they're slaves. Don't worry about them. Whoa!
Yes, yes. We are only servants to the master. There's something odd about this servant of yours. No matter. Make sure they don't disturb your training or
It's still wrong
cause
to-
trouble. You
If
are
you lie, it means
responsible for
protecting
them.
someone, or in the case of this
Now,
game, lying
are
about
you
wanting to
ready
turn
to
to the
go to
dark
the
side in order
academy?
to save the Republic. That gets into some really interesting fields of... So, there are three main ethical systems in the Western world. Utilitarianism will say yes, because it achieves the greater good. Deontology, which is doing the right thing because it's the right thing, will say no, because you can never do the wrong thing. And virtue ethics, it gets complicated and you have to make arguments. In this case, it's kind of a... it's not quite a principle of double effect, but it's kind of like... It's in a morally gray area for sure. So it really will depend on like case-by-case basis.
Then let us leave. The master of the academy awaits you.
Greetings, prospective students. It appears we have a late entry. Who do you bring before me, Uthura? A young human bristling with the Force?
A human that has had some training, it seems, Master Uthar. Very promising, I think.
That I'll judge for myself, thank you. Tell me, human, what do you know of the ways of the Sith? What preconceptions has your mind been polluted with?
I know more about the Sith than you. I've just
Indeed.
forgotten.
Then perhaps you would care to demonstrate for us the powers of a Sith Master. No? Then perhaps you shall keep your foolishness to yourself and actually learn something. The Jedi equate the light with goodness and strength, and the dark with weakness and evil. That is their tradition, and it is truly no surprise that they cling to it for comfort.
I mean, I don't know if they
We,
associate the
however,
dark
do
with
not treat the
weakness.
Force as a burden. We treat it as a gift, a thing to be celebrated. We use it to acquire power over others. And why should we not? Because the Jedi say we should not. We are as the Force is meant to be. The Jedi would hide that from you. They would tell you the dark side is too quick, too easy. All so that they need never challenge the passions that lie within them. Joining with us means realizing your true potential. It means not stifling yourself solely for the sake of hidebound shamans and their antiquated notion of order. Be what you were meant to be. What say you, Lasho? Are you ready to learn the secrets of the dark side? Dare you?
I dare, Master Uthar. I am ready.
Brash and fiery, as expected. Turn that passion to your advantage, child. What of you, Meekle? Are you ready?
I am, Master. More than ready.
I sense much anger within you, young one. That is good. That will provide you power. And Shardan, what of you?
I am always ready.
I see. You had best gather your wits for the trial ahead, boy, or you will not last. And you, young human, does this interest you? Are you ready to learn more of what I speak?
Yeah, I guess I'm ready.
Are you? I can see into your heart, young human, and I see the dark kernel that is there. If it is ready
it grows
to
dark
sprout,
corn.
remains to be seen. Now then, all of you
Do
5
dark kernels make
recruits
dark
have shown
popcorn?
a degree of facility with the Force. You all have the potential to become true Sith. Only one of you, however, will succeed. The one who succeeds will be admitted to the Academy as a full Sith. All others must wait until next year and try again. If you survive, my pupil, Euthura, shall be your teacher and master while you attempt to prove yourselves. Heed her words.
As Master Uthar said, none of you are true Sith yet. For that to occur, one of you must do enough of worth, gain enough prestige, to be selected. What is an act of worth? You must learn that for yourselves. Remember that you are competitors here. Fight for your destiny, or go home.
If you
Actually, I
wish
just
gain
want to see a
lead over
star
your
map, and then I'll
competitors,
leave.
The first of you to learn the code of the Sith and tell me of it will be rewarded. The rest is for you to discover. Welcome to the dark side, my children. Your one chance at true greatness lies here.
So theoretically, if I know the code of the Sith, which I know is a thing, like I've read it before, and is the opposite of the code of the Jedi, I could just go up to him and be like, okay, here it is, and just be done. But we're going to actually use dark chocolate to make dark side chocolate chip cookies, always. But we're going to find out more about that next time. We're going to call it there for the day. So thank you so much to everyone for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. Thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, gift subbed, all that good jazz. Good to have y'all here with us today. Join us again tomorrow for Retro Tuesday as I dive into Oi Sumi On. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Anyway, I was just saying that tomorrow for Retro Tuesday, we're going to be doing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And Thursday for more Spirituality Thursday, going to be doing more Spiritfarer. And then on Saturday for the bonus stream, being part of the Catholic Raid Train, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be live. That will be more some Minecraft. Actually, just going to be doing some good. Going to be showing you some of the work I've been doing there in Minecraft. And then, as a reminder, on Friday, I'll be on P. Tony's channel for Game of Faves. So check it out there. Vote for me. Help me keep my win streak up. I have 2 wins right now. If I get a third, that'd be awesome. And other than that, just thank you for checking out, being part of the channel. Subscribing to the YouTube, joining the Discord. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day. And let's see who's live to raid. I think P. Tony should still be live. I hate how Twitch does this now. They updated and it's awful. Yep, so I'm going to send you on over to P. Tony, actually. Since that's where I'm going to be on Fridays. He's live for about another 30 minutes. That's long enough. Yeah, it's long enough. No, he's still got 2 hours to go. It's an 8 hour. Oh, no, because it crashed in the middle. I forgot about that. But anyway, so still good to go right on over there. So new folks know about the channel to watch Game of Faves on Friday and to have fun voting over there. So I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Take care and God bless.